Welcome back to the channel. I am Jack. Subscribe the channel if you are new. Tonight, we're not just reporting the news, we're confronting the darkness that's creeping into the heart of our great nation. On September 10, 2025, in the shadow of Utah Valley University's outdoor stage, a single bullet ended the life of Charlie Kirk, the 31-year-old firebrand conservative, founder of Turning Point USA, and a beacon for a generation fighting to save America. This wasn't a random tragedy. It was an assassination. Cold, calculated, and born from the toxic brew of political hatred that's poisoning our country. And as we speak, the suspect, 22-year-old Tyler Robinson from Provo, Utah, sits in custody, his family shattered, his motives laid bare in engraved bullets screaming, "Hey fascist, catch!" and "Bella Ciao," echoes of leftist anthems twisted into a killer's manifesto. Picture this. It's noon in Orem, Utah. 3,000 young patriots, students, parents, everyday Americans, pack the courtyard. Charlie's there on his American comeback tour, the first stop of 15 across the heartland. He's seated under a tent emblazoned with the tour's name, fielding questions, his voice booming with that signature passion. Faith, family, freedom, the pillars he built his life around. He's talking about reclaiming America's soul from the radical left, about how Gen Z can turn the tide against woke indoctrination in schools. The crowd's electric, hanging on every word. Then, crack, a bolt-action Mauser .30 caliber rifle shot from a rooftop 200 yards away. The bullet slices through the air, strikes Charlie in the neck. He slumps forward, screams erupt, chaos. First responders rush the stage, but it's too late. Charlie Kirk, husband to Erica, father to 2 young children, is gone. Just like that, a warrior for conservatism silenced in broad daylight. Eyewitnesses described the horror. Students diving for cover, parents shielding their kids, the metallic tang of fear in the air. Video footage captured it all. The shot, the fall, the pandemonium. Within minutes, graphic clips flooded social media, shared by millions before the platforms could even react. And the manhunt, it kicked off immediately. Utah authorities, backed by the FBI, locked down the campus. Drones buzzed overhead, K-9 units scoured the woods. They found the rifle, wrapped in a towel, dumped in a thicket along the suspect's escape route, engraved casings inside, messages of pure venom. Full of hate, Robinson had ranted about Charlie at a family dinner just days before. He'd become more political, his relatives said, lashing out at conservatives he saw as fascists. No prior criminal record, a squeaky clean kid from a suburban Mormon family, an electrical apprentice at Dixie Tech, a one-semester college dropout. But online, that's where the poison took root. Discord chats with a roommate, plotting the rifle, the scope, the shot. Antifa echoes, anti-fascist screeds. This was no impulse. It was premeditated murder, fueled by the left's endless drumbeat of demonization. 33 grueling hours later, on September 12, the breakthrough. Robinson's father confronts him. "Tyler, is this you?" The images on TV match. Panic sets in. A family friend tips off the Washington County Sheriff's Office. Robinson confesses, or implies it, to a relative. "We got him," Utah Governor Spencer Cox announces at a packed press conference in Orem, FBI Director Kash Patel stone-faced beside him. Robinson's hauled in on charges of aggravated murder and felony discharge of a firearm causing serious bodily harm. No bail. Federal charges loom, maybe even the death penalty, as Attorney General Pam Bondi weighs in. The Justice Department's buzzing. This isn't just state level, it's a national security threat. And get this, Robinson was unaffiliated politically, never voted, but his rants. Pure leftist rage. He saw Charlie as the enemy, a spreader of hate. His family alerted authorities after piecing it together from his odd behavior, the Discord logs, the sudden obsession with Kirk's tour. Now, let's zoom out, because this isn't isolated. America, wake up. We're in the grip of an assassination culture. Since Luigi Mangione gunned down UnitedHealth CEO Brian Thompson last December, the hits keep coming. 2 attempts on President Trump in 2024. Butler, Pennsylvania, where a brave firefighter died shielding him. Florida, a near miss that had us all holding our breath. Then, in June 2025, a Minnesota Democratic state legislator and her husband slaughtered in their home. April. The Pennsylvania governor's residence torched by ideologues. Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh's home targeted in a plot foiled just in time. And now Charlie. Not an elected official, but a voice that mobilized millions, especially the youth. Turning Point USA. He built it from scratch at 18, no college degree, just grit and God. Chapters on 3,000 campuses, events drawing tens of thousands, a pipeline for young conservatives into the Trump movement. Charlie was Trump's ambassador to Gen Z, as the president himself called him. He understood the kids, TikTok savvy, unapologetically pro-life, pro-Second Amendment, anti-woke. His "Prove Me Wrong" debates, electric showdowns that exposed the left's hypocrisy. And for that, a bullet. President Trump didn't mince words from the Oval Office that night. Radical left political violence has hurt too many innocent people and taken too many lives. He ordered flags at half-staff nationwide until September 14, plans a Presidential Medal of Freedom for Charlie posthumously, and vows to attend the funeral in Arizona. Erica Kirk, Charlie's widow, God bless her, addressed the nation through tears on the 12th. The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and God's merciful love. She thanked the first responders who fought to save him, the police who secured the scene. 2 little kids without their dad, how do you even process that? Vigils sprang up overnight. Orem's parks lit with candles and flags, Phoenix's Turning Point HQ buried in flowers, even Lamont, Illinois, where Charlie grew up, holding serene tributes. Thousands mourning a man who lived for this country. But here's where it gets infuriating, the backlash. Not just from Robinson's ilk, but the glee from the radical fringes. Social media lit up with left-wing activists celebrating, good riddance to the fascist, one less MAGA clown. MSNBC's Matthew Dowd caught heat for implying divisive figures like Charlie had it coming. Hundreds fired already. Teachers, professors, even a Secret Service employee put on leave for posting vile memes. Nearly 600 jobs lost for spewing hate online, from coast to coast. NBC reported educators terminated for sharing opinions, but let's call it what it is, incitement wrapped in smugness. And the media, slow to label it terrorism, quicker to pivot to both sides, equivocation. CNN's Abby Phillip. America may be getting too dangerous for politics. No kidding. But why? Because the left's rhetoric, semi-fascists, threats to democracy, isn't just talk. It's a match to the powder keg. Kamala Harris called Trump and supporters existential dangers. Biden echoed it. Obama now says violence is despicable, but where was that fire when Antifa rioted for months? Gavin Newsom. Reject political violence in every form. Noble, but hollow when your parties. Donors fund the chaos. Governor Cox nailed it. This is a political assassination. Ugly, dark celebrations have no place. Bipartisan outrage in Congress. A moment of silence shattered by shouts, Representative Anna Paulina Luna blasting Democrats for hateful rhetoric. But critics point out the violence cuts both ways, fair, but the scale. The left's monopoly on cultural power amplifies it. Hyperpartisanship, as University of Maryland's Michael Jensen calls it, mixed with misinformation pipelines on unregulated tech. Algorithms push conspiracy, hate, extremism straight to vulnerable kids like Robinson. He wasn't born a killer, he was radicalized in echo chambers the left built and the media ignores. Antifa ties. His engravings scream it. Bella Ciao, the anti-fascist hymn from Italian partisans, co-opted by modern militants. Not Groyper nonsense. That's a desperate pivot by the fringes to muddy the waters. Let's talk history, because patterns don't lie. 1968. MLK and RFK cut down. 1981. Reagan wounded. 1912. Teddy Roosevelt shot mid-speech, finishes anyway. But today, it's an era of lone wolves. Young men, online fueled, targeting the other side. Jensen's database tracks 50 years. We're in a very dangerous spot. Flashpoints like this inspire copycats. Trump survived too. Now Charlie's gone. What's next? More justices, governors, everyday activists. The University of Wyoming's Charles Voters worries. When they call Trump Hitler, how can violence surprise us? Exactly. And voters know it. Polls show 70% of both parties view the other very negatively. Friendships snapped, families divided, all over screens spewing division. America, they are at war with us. The politicians, the pundits, the platforms, radicalizing the Tylers of the world, then feigning shock. Charlie wasn't perfect. Provocative on race, unyielding on borders, but he spoke truth to power. He dropped out of high school senior year to launch TPUSA, turned it into a juggernaut. Rallies with Trump, debates dismantling libs. A spiritual warrior, preaching reawakening. His death, a gut punch to the movement. But we don't avenge with vengeance, we crush them at the ballot box, in the courts, in the culture. Ron DeSantis called him a warrior for conservatism. Trump, unbelievable heart for the youth. Erica, I will never let your legacy die. Build to crescendo, passionate, rallying. So what's the call to action? First, justice. Robinson faces the full weight. State trial, federal overlay, death if Bondi pushes it. Charlie backed capital punishment. Let's honor that. Second, security. Campuses need metal detectors, Secret Service for high-profile speakers. No more open season events. Third, accountability. Fire the enablers, the Dowds, the gleeful posters. Platforms. Regulate the algorithms feeding hate. Congress. Bipartisan laws against incitement. But most of all, us. Vote like your life depends on it, because it does. Speak out. Build communities of faith and family. Reject the lies. Charlie's tour was American Comeback. Make it happen. Charlie Kirk didn't die in vain. His light endures in every young patriot he inspired. Stay vigilant, stay strong. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.